Oh, sorry. I thought I couldn't tell if sorry, I'm coming. Hi. I didn't, I thought I had imagined the knocking because, sometimes you hear one bump and then you think, oh, that was weird. But if it happens again, I'll know it was the real deal. And so my brain was kind of in that mode. But then you did knock again and then it hit me that I was supposed to be listening out for you anyways because I know we made the plans to study together today, but I didn't put two and two together until the second knock. Fuck. I'm sorry. Please come in, come in. Oh, thanks. I always just I think of this place as messy, but that's my own fault. So never mind. Sorry. Right. Sorry. We'll be right here in the living room. I'll move these out of the way. Just if you don't mind waiting a sec. Thanks. I was up late last night reading and annotating, and I got a bit I sort of got distracted and carried away, and then next thing you know, I woke up still hunched over my table. So now my back's been killing me practically all day, but I really can't complain that much because it's my own fault, and I should focus on clearing the table. Sorry. Feel free to take a seat though. Oh, how have you been lately? I'm sorry, I canceled last time. I usually don't do that. Well, it's not entirely true. My schedule does get kind of hectic. But I mean, I try to avoid doing it so close to plans. That's what I meant. Ignore me. Back to you. How are you? Are your other classes going okay? Oh, well, that's good to hear. Not that I mean it makes sense. Like I said, Nova's always talking about how talented you are. Not to mention in our class, you're. Sorry, I'm glad you've been okay. Hmm. I've been good. Yeah, I've been good too. Just Hive keeps me pretty busy. I mean, honestly, I kind of I kind of keep myself busy too. Sometimes too much. But that's why I'm having to take this class again, anyways. But I mean, overall, I'm good. Also, did you want water or something? I don't really have a ton, but I can do my best to accommodate whatever you might be craving. I mean, okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna go grab a cup of water for myself. It's kind of warm in here. I'll be right back. So should we get started? I mean, why not already? Is something wrong? Well, I mean, we do have we have all afternoon, but I just I wouldn't want to waste your time or anything. I mean, I wouldn't mind not working exactly, but you came all the way here to study, so I feel like we should we can at least do something, you know. I have a potential a potential idea. Only if you wanted to hear it. It's kind of silly, but I just huh? Right. Well, well you that one time in the hallway you said something about how you would ask your neighbor a lot of questions. Well, I was thinking that we could how do I word this well? Basically we could quiz each other and for every time we get if we get it right, we can ask each other a question. Sort of like I don't know, a weird reward system. Does that make sense? Actually, I should probably ask if this even sounds interesting. Really? Yeah, I don't mind if you start things off. sorry, I'm just trying to find my notes from class. Where did I put them? I could have sworn they were right here. Oh, yeah, that. Sorry, I didn't. I have no idea how they got over there. Okay, what did we have coming up? Oh, right. Our upcoming exam is on the characteristics and limitations of fields. It's not so bad once you break it down into something more manageable. Plus, I've taken this course before, so I'm pretty familiar with what to expect. Also, it's literally my field of study to study fields, so we should be good. I didn't mean to word it like that. Sorry, but we can here. How about you quiz me on the limitations, and I'll do the same for you, but with characteristics. All right. Did you want to ask the first question, or did you were you looking to have me review first? Okay, let me just find something from class to ask. Here we go. This one should be easy. What is the relationship of your field to your center? Yeah, it's more or less the magical signature your center gives off. Kind of like it's sort of like an energy or aura around it, I guess. And now you can ask me a question. Oh, well, I guess my interest in studying fields started when I was a kid. I uh, when I was younger, I had a hard time feeling connected to being vivified. Like I understood that like I had magic and this was how the world worked, but it felt like something outside of myself rather than an extension, if that makes any sense. I remember for one of my birthdays, I'd gotten a few books, and one of them was about taxonomy of fields. As soon as I started reading, I couldn't put it down. I must have stayed up all night taking notes and writing down questions to ask my parents in the morning. I think I have the original notebook where I wrote some of this around here somewhere. but but I don't know. For once, I felt like I knew how to interact with the world around me, and whenever I'd go out somewhere, my entire family would play along, and they'd like point at different strangers to test my identification skills. In school, I'd try to make any assignment circle back to field in some way, much to my teacher's annoyance. I kind of became a walking encyclopedia for better or for worse. But yeah, I guess I could have shortened that to I read a cool book once. I'm sorry. Thanks. All right. What do you have for me, sunshine? It's not gonna be easy to find something I don't know, but you're welcome to try. You want just one way you can alter your field to another? Oh, no, I'm not. I'm not being cocky. I'll focus on just one, like you asked. One of the easier alterations you can learn is projection. When done properly, you can give the illusion of your field being up to 500 feet away from your physical location. It's actually quite fascinating and can be a valuable skill in the case of an emergency or when you're trying to win an intense game of hide and seek. I told you I know my stuff, sunshine. Oh, right. I almost forgot about the questions. Um, what's your favorite thing about being vivified now? I hope that isn't too broad of a question. Yeah, I can imagine. Your magic feels pretty incredible. Um, I, I hope this isn't that I'm not crossing any boundaries by asking. But when did you realize you were vivified? Just based on your answer, I'm assuming it's something you haven't known about for as long. I mean, it may be your first year at Hive, but I know that isn't really indicative of much since everyone's timeline for magical education is unique. Addressing it. No, I get where you're coming from. All that means is you sort of you took things at your own pace. And I just hope now you're enjoying yourself, because that's all that really matters. On to the next question. What can you gauge from someone's field? Yes, classification. And you got it. Well, almost. You gave an extra answer, which technically isn't true. Cupids and sirens are the only classifications off the top of my head that can detect emotions via fields, and even then, sirens can only detect so much. Cupids can see a fuller scope of feelings, even amongst other cupids. But I'll give you credit for that one. So, what's your question for me? Have I ever yeah, yeah, I've met a cupid before. It was I haven't met dozens or anything. It's only a few here and there. This one night I spent time with a cupid. It was rather fun, actually. The most fun I'd had in a while, even if it was mostly for mutual benefit. Huh? Oh no, she was actually a very forward placid. Um, are you warm? I'm kind of warm. I should have water right here. Um, it's my turn to ask you something from class. Yes. Okay. Through the use of illusory magic, is it possible to conceal your field? That's correct. Hiding a field entirely isn't possible, but masking one is another story. You can even make your field appear stagnant if you learn how, since their fields are more or less uh, empty still, not filled with magic. The only instance that I know of where a field can be hidden is when necromancers are scared. Yeah, there's a lot of theories as to why, but well, I think it's an evolutionary defense mechanism personally. So, in those moments of high stress, physical or emotional, their fields will sort of disappear from other beings. It's really fascinating, actually, though the thought of witnessing that in action sounds equally terrifying. Sorry, it wasn't in one of the chapters we had read. It's something I learned in my studies. Sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up. It'll just become overly confusing on your end. Don't even worry about it. Okay, question. What was it like where you grew up? Yeah, I get that. It took me a while to get used to how much, I guess energy Notarum has. Oh, no. I'm not from around here. I only ended up moving here when I enrolled in Hive. I mean, it feels a bit unfair to put Notarum up against my hometown since I've got a lot of bias, arguably. But I don't know. It's sort of freeing being away from home. Not that I hated it. I didn't. I love where I'm from and my family. That never changed. But it's kind of nice to reconstruct what home means somewhere new. Though there is this one ice cream shop a few blocks from where my family lives. Ugh, Notarum wishes it had ice cream like that place. Okay, what do you got for me, sunshine? Oh, you're prepared, you say. The main difference between our fields and the fields of a cupid stems from the difference of our centers. Our centers are anchored to our source of magic, but since cupids are essentially made of magic rather than being connected to it, the signature their center gives off tends to be magnified and allows them different capabilities than we possess. What is it? Sorry, I told you. I know my stuff, sunshine. If you want to stump me, you should start by using something I'm not learning to be an expert of. Hey, don't use Nova against me like that. They're my friend too. That hardly seems fair. About what? Oh, uh, I think I met Nova by accident, honestly. Yeah, we met in the library. I noticed them trying to get a book down from one of the higher shelves. I assume they've never taken a telekinetic studies class since I kind of came across them preparing to climb up to get it. Needless to say, I leaned up and grabbed the book instead, and we sort of started talking then. Nova started talking. They were pretty excited about the book I had grabbed for them, which is fair. I'd be the same way. Wait, were you making that your question, or did you have another? How kind of you. hmm. I'm having a hard time finding something in my notes that we haven't already reviewed in class recently. Well, because that was a trade off review for a question. Or a freebie. It sounds like you're not trying to study at all, Sunshine. uh, I guess I can indulge you. Hmm. What's a guilty pleasure you have? Unless that's two. Road trips. Really? Oh, that's interesting. Is there any particular reason why? Did you go on them a lot as a kid or something? Oh, well, maybe you could go on one sometime with some of your friends. I'm sure. I bet Nova would love something like that. Jesselyn too. I think we haven't actually talked that much. Never mind. Sorry. Um, I guess if we're tapped out for studying, we could practice some illusory magic. After all, we'll need it for the final at the end of the semester. Well, hey, I definitely, I don't always work on things for school. Wait, are you trying to distract me again? Uh, Come on, let's get started.